Welcome to the Sandro channel. Make sure that you subscribe.
Hi folks, Sandro here with more cartoon news and shenanigans, and today I'm going to be talking about Disney's latest box office woke disaster, Strange World. I remember when this the trailer was first shown. We didn't get very much from the movie. We barely saw the characters in the first trailer, but it was all about the strange world. It was all about this very unusual place and all these weird looking creatures, right? So it seemed pretty exciting. Then a few months later, we get the news that, oh, no, this is going to be a film that heavily focuses on a gay relationship or an openly gay teenager. And as soon as I heard that, I'm just like, my interest has depleted. I'm just out, I'm really sick of these companies pushing this shit in children's media. If you want to do, I always say this, if you want to have gay relationships in more mature, like rated R stuff or mature, shows like Family Guy or whatever, right? Or if you want to go straight up rated R South Park, these are where I think you should be pushing these sort of agendas, right? Any of these gay and trans and, all this kind of shit, especially when they're showing the flags where it's like, they're literally putting it in the movie, the flags in the movie to showcase that the people behind the Disney Corporation and the employees and the company itself are all in on supporting the agenda and pushing all of this gender bullshit. I personally, you guys know, I'm Catholic. I'm having none of this shit. And I personally just will not be seeing this movie. And I am very, very happy to see this thing disappointing. So let's read here. We're on Variety.com. The box office Disney Strange World grosses disappointing 800,000 in previews. So good to hear. Just like, Lightyear. You guys remember Pixar's Lightyear? Not that long ago. It was last summer. Or, not last summer. This summer. Just a few months back. And that also was a box office bomb. And this is looking like it's heading towards being a box office bomb too. But I always have to give Disney credit. This film is an original property. Lightyear, it was just like Disney just doesn't know what to do with themselves at that point. Pixar and Disney, they're just like, what do we do? Oh, people love Toy Story. Let's make a Lightyear spinoff, right? I would rather Pixar create new, fresh properties instead of, always going back into the old tool chest and bringing out some of the things we already are familiar with, right? I want them to create new original properties, and they are doing that. They are bringing out some new things, but they're doing a mix. It's like we're getting Inside Out 2, and then we're getting this other movie that sounds pretty interesting where it's about a child who gets selected as the ambassador of Earth, and then he goes and meets aliens for the first time. He's like the first human to make contact with aliens. That movie coming up in the future, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but hold on, let's look it up really fast. Pixar upcoming movie. Whoops, I typed cap locks there. Peter Pan and Wendy. Hold on, Pixar. Did I type in Pixar? It's called Elio. It's right here. Sorry, we don't even have to type in Pixar. Yes, Elio. I've done a video on this before. I talked about it. It sounds really interesting. I like he's dressed up as a pirate captain. I really hope Disney doesn't put any of their agenda bullshit in here, and we just have a nice little family-friendly, fun adventure here. That's what I'm hoping for. It's Disney. It's modern-day Disney, and you just know they're going to fuck it up somehow. So yeah, let's read a little bit more from this article. It's not too long. These last two here, you don't even have to read those. Let's read this. Okay. Disney's Strange World is an animated adventure about a family of legendary explorers. It is having trouble discovering a great deal of treasure, which is pretty funny. The well-received film grossed a disappointing $800,000 in Tuesday previews, which means that the initial estimates that Strange World would pull in between 30 million and 40 million over the 5-day Thanksgiving holiday may prove to be overly optimistic. Yeah, this is the opening day. If it only made $800,000 on the opening day, I mean, I how the hell are they going to reach 30 million in 5 days? I don't know. And is this domestic or international? Hold on. The film, they're looking to pull 30 million to 40 million It doesn't say if they're looking for international or domestic. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's domestic. I'm assuming here in North America, which is Canada and the USA, they were looking to grab. Actually, isn't North America like a bunch of places? Usually it's like Canada and America, but I think there's other places that are part of North America. But yeah, it's not looking so hot right now for Mr. Strange World here. And like I said, I'm actually pretty happy about it because Disney has been pushing things too far recently when it comes to the agenda. That all comes with important caveats. Animated fare doesn't usually do explosive business in previews, with families usually seeking out earlier showings. That said, Strange World's Tuesday preview number is less than 1.5 million that Disney's Encanto generated in previews last Thanksgiving. Sorry, this is only previews. It hasn't released yet. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, previews, right? Yes. Okay, sorry. This is not opening. This is just Tuesday previews. Okay, so it's just about to open then. Okay. So interesting stuff. So Encanto by this same time had literally already doubled it, right? It 1.5 million from Encanto. While this only got 800,000. Is that right? Hold on, let me just double check here. No, it's sorry. So Encanto actually did 800. So Encanto did 2.3 million, and the other one here, Strange World, only did 800,000. So Encanto was way more popular. Very interesting stuff. They did that last Thanksgiving. That film went on to make 40.3 million over the extended holiday frame. So I'm thinking this is international. Okay, yeah, it is. Strange World will play in 4,174 locations across the US and Canada. Okay. The soft initial numbers are bad news for Strange World, which carries a steep 180 million price tag. So this movie cost $180 million. And will it ever reach that amount? I think this is going to be a bomb, right? I've always heard from people, whenever you're doing advertising, you have to spend like twice the movie. Always try and spend twice the movie's budget. And then only after you're done that, do you start making profits. So think about like $360 million this thing would have to make to be really profitable. So it's not looking so hot for Strange World here. They also continue the theatrical, and of course, don't forget though, guys, don't forget, they can always sell this film on DVD and Blu-ray. They can always make additional money from that kind of thing, but when we're talking about just theater, just what it performed in the theaters, I think this is going to be a box office bomb. They also continue theatrical challenges of animated fare in the post-COVID landscape. Animated features like Lightyear, which was a bomb, and Encanto have struggled to match the pre-pandemic grosses of other Disney and Pixar films. Only Minions, The Rise of Gru. I talked about, don't forget, I did a video on this where people were doing this whole gentle Minions meme where they would like walk up to the screen and like start dancing and doing random shit. So yeah, like literally freaking Minions, The Rise of Gru ended up being this kind of meme. It ended up being this weird meme movie that did really well on top of, on top of just being a movie. It had the memes going for it, which really, I think, helped it along. Which is the opposite of what happened for Morbius, right? So yeah, that happened, which was produced by Illumination and Universal and grossed $937.8 million globally. Holy shit. And has managed to buck the trend and reach blockbuster status. So Disney cannot even come out here and say, oh, people have the post-pandemic jitters. Oh yeah, people have the post-pandemic jitters. They don't want to go back to the theaters. How are you going to make that excuse when fucking Minions, The Rise of Gru, is reeling in bank over here? Or it already did reel in bank. And, it was it almost made $1 billion. That's a shock. It didn't cross the $1 billion line there, but still a huge rake of profits for Illumination and Universal here. So great to them. And the only other thing, I'll just read this, is that Strange World's top competition over the holiday should come from another Disney's release, the Marvel adventure Black Panther. So literally, Disney is cannibalizing itself. It's like, people are going to the theaters and they're being like, should I watch this live action superhero Black Panther? Or should I watch this like weird animated film that I don't know anything about? Most people are gonna say I've watched a bunch of movies in the in the MCU. I would rather watch Black Panther than this weird, strange world. So yeah, that's what I think's happening right now. I think Disney literally cannibalizing itself, and it's very interesting to see this go down like this. And that Wakanda Forever did cross a 300 million milestone. Yeah, not bad. 303 million. I don't know what the budget was for that one, but that looks to be Black Panther at least looks to be somewhat successful there. But I do want to just finish up by making you guys laugh here. So yeah, if you don't know about this film, right? So like I was saying earlier, that Disney introduced its first openly gay teenage character in Strange World. My favorite thing is when you type this in on Google, the first thing, Strange World first gay. The first thing that pops up is this one, which really got a chuckle. Strange World features Disney's millionth first gay character. We have seen this too many times. Disney keeps coming out and saying, this character is our first gay something something. This character is our first gay something something. Even with like, Star versus the Forces of Evil, where she was like lesbian, or sorry, not lesbian. She was into Marco, but then later on in the series, there's like this woman and she blushes when she sees her. And so it's like, is Star the first openly bisexual character or whatever? And then it's like the Owl House is the, what's her name? Luz, whatever the fuck, how you pronounce it. It's like, is this character the first openly blah, blah, blah animated character? Then they had like Onward, right? Onward was like, this is Pixar's first gay character. So it's like every one of their studios has to have like a gay first experience here. And people are finally sick of this shit, and they're calling it out. Strange World features Disney's millionth first gay character. Like, they can't... At this point, it's a fucking joke. It has become a meme, and no one gives a shit anymore. Like, at this point, it's just like, fuck off with it. Every time they just mention it, it just turns people off like me, where I'm just saying, screw this shit. I already know it's going to be some woke bullshit. I'm moving on elsewhere to go watch, usually some kind of anime, because the West has been fucked recently with, they haven't released very many good cartoons. And sadly, one of the best cartoons that I felt like we were getting, which strangely enough was from Netflix, a corporation that released Cuties, good lord. Netflix had the Cuphead show. I thought it was really great, and it seems that show is coming to an end unless they surprise us and say, hey guys, season 4 out of nowhere. Although that show, it was really just one full season that was divided into into like parts, and they started calling them seasons. So yeah, Cuphead show, I'm really sad to see that one go. I really do hope there's like a miracle at the end of the tunnel, and we do just randomly get the show a 4th season or a 5th season, or, save the show in some way. But I think that show is gone. And many people are turning to anime like Pokemon, where there's really exciting stuff going on in the Pokemon anime. We just had like Ash become the world champion of the world. So, it's really sad to see what's become of Western culture here, and how brutally all these companies are pushing this woke bullshit and their agendas on their viewers. And that's going to be the end of the video, guys. It's just a joke at this point. You see, look at how many of these Disney's first openly gay character in Strange World, Disney's first openly gay, blah, blah, blah. Disney's first out gay teen. They each have their own way of framing it, and there's Valskabum. Even Valskabum is just a talking piece at this point. My arch nemesis Valskabum, or Valiskibum, however you say his name. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad to see this movie is failing. Don't ask me to review it. I'm out. That's the end of the video. Comment down below. Are you sick of this shit? I am just fucking so sick of this trash. Just stop it. Strange World, I have no interest in watching it. And that's going to be the end of that. So I want to hear your opinions down below. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you're like, oh, Sandro, I'm gay. This movie means a lot to me. Let me know. I just disagree. Look, listen. If you're gay and this movie means a lot to you, that's cool. That's really cool. Don't expect everybody in the world to have the same opinion as you. I personally am just sick of seeing this kind of thing. And I want it to stop. Or at least, why use this as a selling point, Like, you could just have the character in there and not use it. Like, you don't always have to be like, hey, media, it's the first gay something something. You could just have it like sneakily in there. I usually use the point of Hey Arnold, which is an old cartoon from Nickelodeon, where they had a teacher named Mr. Simmons. He was alluded to being gay, but they never actually came out. It was never in your face. It was just there in the background, and people are like, "Hey, that character was probably gay," and it blended in, and nobody ever said or mentioned anything there. And I think we need to go back to a point where it's like that, where it's like characters are implied, but they're never like in your face attacking you, especially in children's shows. If you want to do it in a mature and an adult show, go do it. So that's my thoughts on this. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and why not watch an ad for your boy Sandro? Thank you guys so much. And if you watch Strange World, let me know how terrible it was. The end. Bye-bye. Have a great day.